Donald Trump's former top White House lawyer is now saying that Donald Trump is demented, that Donald Trump is in full cognitive decline, and that anybody who's denying it is lying because it's clear as day to anybody observing Donald Trump's behavior. I'm going to explain to you in a moment specifically what Donald Trump's former top lawyer is saying publicly about Trump's cognitive decline. But just observe what Donald Trump's been doing over the past 2 weeks. Yet again, he's been collapsing and falling asleep during White House press conferences, and he's been scaring the people around him recently, especially children. I'll give you an example where Donald Trump was having one of these propaganda moments where he brought children into the Oval Office and he fell asleep and he kind of scared the child. And it seems that there was something involving Donald Trump's putrid odor that the child observed. I want you to watch what takes place here when Donald Trump held his presser and the little girl was like just disgusted and like grabbed her parents like, I'm terrified. Like, what is going on here? Here, play this clip.
So hard on this, Peter Welch. It is a bipartisan issue, and understanding where we are in this country and how important the health of certainly our children are is so important.
And that brings us to this past week, and this was just over the past 48 hours. Donald Trump seemed to be having another kind of very serious cognitive breakdown in the Oval Office, and they abruptly shut down the press conference. And you'll take a look right here at Doug Burgum's wife, and she seems to be disgusted at Donald Trump and kind of holding her nose as the reporters are rushed out of the room. You can see for yourself right here. Play this clip.
I appreciate it. Thank you, please. Thank you.
Mr. President, can you respond to the new Fox poll that says people think ICE's tactics are too aggressive?
Now that brings us to Ty Cobb, Donald Trump's former top White House lawyer during Trump's first administration. And he's been just trying to shout it out from the rooftop that Donald Trump right now is demented. He's cognitively declined, that Donald Trump can't think straight or form sentences. Here's Donald Trump's former lawyer. You can hear for yourself. Play this clip.
So this is a man who is demented, and his narcissism has run amok. And I don't think there's anybody outside the boundaries of the United States who believes for a second that Trump is sane at this stage of the game. And those in the United States are merely in denial or so invested in him they can't accept what their lying eyes tell them.
And again, Trump's former lawyer Ty Cobb continues to say this on multiple outlets. Watch him say it again right here. Play this clip.
No, I think there's been a significant decline. He's always been driven by narcissism, but I think the dementia and the cognitive decline are palpable, as do many experts, including many physicians.
Now, we know that Donald Trump's having a cognitive decline, and he's also having a physical deterioration. This past week, we saw Nicki Minaj, for reasons that are unclear, get a gold card from the Trump regime. She was in the Oval Office, and then she was holding Donald Trump's hand, and you can see like her long nails on the area where Donald Trump's hand is discolored. It's both his left and right hand that are discolored right now. Going back to that press conference I showed you before, though, Donald Trump didn't realize that RFK Jr. was standing right next to him, and he was trying to reach for him. He goes, where's RFK? Where's RFK? Oh, he's right there. He's right there. Here, play this clip right here.
Initiative. Catherine Burgum, thank you both very much. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Where's Bobby? Bobby? Hello, Bobby. Come here. I love Bobby. You're doing a great job, Catherine. All right.
And this was Donald Trump falling asleep during that same press conference as Catherine Burgum, Doug Burgum's wife, was speaking. Play this clip.
These stories matter because they are not isolated. They reflect the reality of the over 190 million Americans. That's half our nation.
Donald Trump also was posting images like this on his social media, the Trump MAGA Symphony. And it's like this really creepy photo of Caroline Levitt playing instruments and J.D. Vance and Kash Patel and Eric and Barron playing instruments. I mean, very strange behavior right here. I asked Dr. Gupta, who's the leader of Midas Health, what he thinks about Donald Trump's cognitive decline. Here's what Dr. Gupta told me. Here, play this clip.
He doesn't have, he's having elements, I would say, some people say, well, is he showing signs of early Alzheimer's or early just age-related cognitive decline? Perhaps. A lot of the symptoms that we just talked about are consistent with those diagnoses. Again, we're just observing what we're seeing. But frontotemporal dementia, the acting out, behavior changes, lashing out, acting unreasonable. One could say this is his core fundamental personality based on what we've seen over the last, or frankly, his entire adult life, but it's getting worse.
When your company is growing fast, order fulfillment can make or break your success. And I've learned the hard way that shipping chaos will absolutely eat up your day if you let it. That's why ShipStation is such a game changer. Their intelligence-driven platform brings order management, rate shopping, inventory and returns, warehouse systems, and comprehensive analytics all in one place, saving customers 15 hours per week on fulfillment. With ShipStation, everything you need to manage getting orders to customers is in one place. place. You can connect to over 200 sales channels, so instead of juggling 5 to 7 disconnected tools, you've got one. ShipStation compares rates across all major global carriers, USPS, UPS, and FedEx, including your own discounted rates if you have them, to find you the best shipping option on every order, with discounts up to 90% off. Already have negotiated carrier rates? Bring them. Keep your discounts and add ShipStation's automation and intelligent features. You can set up time-saving automations where ShipStation picks the best carrier, finds you the best rate, prints labels in bulk, and sends tracking updates. Done. Sharing tracking details cuts customer service inquiries by 12%. Returns management gives you data on what's coming back and why, and analytics show you exactly where you're saving and where to optimize. 1 million businesses have trusted ShipStation. As someone with an e-commerce company, I can't tell you how much time shipping takes out of my day. With ShipStation, you can basically let your shipping go on autopilot because it is just that easy now. Try ShipStation free for 60 days with full access to all features, no credit card needed. Go to ShipStation.com and use code MIDAS for 60 days for free. 60 days gives you plenty of time to see exactly how much time and money you're saving on every shipment. That's ShipStation.com, code MIDAS. ShipStation.com, code MIDAS. MEIDAS.
And further, here's what Dr. Gupta said. Let's play this clip right here.
Ben, from the very start, I think number one, he's the president of the United States, so let's hope he's getting beyond the headlines the care that he needs. He does have a family history, importantly, of age-related dementia. His father, famously, this has been well documented, Fred Trump, had age-related cognitive decline, and it manifested, frankly, and a lot of his family members have actually spoken out about this. There's a lot of similarities between what we're seeing more and more frequently. We're observing a lot of the trends that we first noticed a few months ago, where there's a symmetry between some of these earlier signs, in his case, and what his father went through. Mary Trump, others of his extended family have spoken out about this symmetry. But what are we seeing? We're seeing, again, we're just observing the facts here. Just to say we don't have his medical data, I don't have access to his medical chart, but this is what everybody's observing, and he's the president, so I think the scrutiny is fair. Word finding difficulties. The fact that he has inattention, he loses his train of thought. Everybody is describing these speeches as meandering, covering 30 different topics in the course of, say, 2 minutes. He's meandering. So that's inattention, clear inability to express his own thoughts, difficulty completing a sentence, tangential speech. Of course, memory issues. He doesn't know that he's talking about Greenland for even the course of a sentence, and he confuses it with Iceland. There's significant concern. And, that's just on the nature and content of a speech.
And you see Donald Trump's lashing out that what Dr. Gupta and others have been referring to as well. When Donald Trump took this trip to Iowa, where I'll show you what he was saying in a moment as well during the speech. But before the speech, an ABC reporter asked him about the fact that people in his administration were calling Alex Pretty a domestic terrorist. And Donald Trump just lashes out at the reporter. Here, play this clip.
President, some of your own administration officials have labeled Alex Pretty.
By the way, this is ABC fake news, this one. She hasn't asked me a good question in years. I think a nice woman, but I don't really like her too much. Go ahead. What you said? I'd say ABC's about as bad as it gets.
Now, it should be noted that Donald Trump over the past week has been himself going on social media referring to Alex Pretty, who his regime murdered, as a domestic terrorist and as an insurrectionist. But this was Donald Trump's speech in Iowa, and Donald Trump claimed that China would be sending him a bill to sign. He thinks that China is Congress and that China would have him sign a bill. You listen to it in his own words right here. Here, play this clip.
And China will be sending me a bill very shortly supporting year-round E-15 to my desk very quickly, and I will sign it without delay. Okay? I hope you remember us for the midterms.
And then this past week when he was asked about Jerome Powell, a very basic question, Donald Trump's response was, I build buildings. The question was, are you going to drop criminal investigation of Jerome Powell because lots of Republicans are placing a hold on your new Federal Reserve Chairman nominee until you stop this prosecution and persecution of Powell. And then Donald Trump's response is, I build buildings. I'm the greatest builder. Like he's not processing the questions that are being asked here. Let's play this clip right here.
On the Fed, should the DOJ continue with its investigation into Jay Powell? That seems to be a sticking point for Senator Tillis.
Well, he's got a building that, I build buildings and I build them under budget, ahead of schedule. I build them, but they're within reason always. And this is a small little complex that's costing billions of dollars, most expensive job per square foot ever built. And it's a little complex. It's a little Fed complex. I built the hotel on Pennsylvania Avenue, and I built it for around $200 million. And it's bigger than that. They're spending many times that amount to do a renovation of a building. I've heard.
And then yet again in the Oval Office, he lashes out at ABC when the reporter asks him a basic question. Why are you suing your own IRS for $10 billion? You're just going to steal $10 billion of taxpayer money, and you're claiming that your IRS leaked your tax returns like 10 years ago, and that's causing you reputational harm? Like, what are you talking about? And then he just yells at the reporter. Here, play this clip.
Why are you suing this administration and the IRS? Why are you suing?
Who are you with?
I'm with ABC News.
You're a loud person. Very loud. Let somebody else have a chance.
Can you answer the question? Why are you suing
ABC fake,
IRS?
ABC fake news.
You're suing.
Go ahead. I didn't call on you. Go ahead, please. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Do you think the upcoming
ABC, by the way, is truly one of the worst. Go ahead.
There you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. I mean, I want to give you all of these data points because it's not looking good for Donald right now. You can tell me what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million. And thank you so much for watching. But seriously, hit subscribe. You may think you're subscribed, but just double check that you're actually subscribed.